music here. There, now.
Can we talk about why you're wearing my sweatshirt then?
Let's not start off the new year with any bickering and arguing. As a matter of fact, let's try to remember that we're in a brand new year. Let me hold your hand. I'm going to hold your hand. That's my bad shoulder, so don't make any sudden jerky
I
movements.
thought you were going to kiss me.
Oh, I'll do that.
Oh.
That's the cowboy style right there.
Did you just hide it?
No, did y'all see Yellowstone?
Is it a secret?
No, stop. Does anyone watch Yellowstone? If you watch Yellowstone, a really neat scene from a couple of days back was when Kevin Costner was going to kiss the girl that he likes. And she's like, he's the governor now. He's the governor. Yeah. And she's like, Governor, aren't you embarrassed? People are watching us. He goes, where's the cowboy's secret? And he goes, and he kissed her and he took his hat off to kind of hide it from everybody. And Jamie about melted over there. She about melted. I'm like, well, I can do that. Jamie, this is not hard at all. Why are you going to melt about Kevin Costner? And when I do it, it's like all fun and games and ha-ha, hee-hee. But yeah, we big Yellowstone fans. Funny thing is, I was making a video of me out there doing the pastures. And, where I love to keep my pastures clean. I'm big about keeping the pastures clean. And a commenter, I don't care, y'all. A commenter said, why do I make a big deal about the pastures? Because cows poop. Everyone know that you're a farm, animals poop. And so I says, you don't watch Yellowstone? Because this is a funny, if you remember, I talked about this is about a month ago. They're doing this big cattle drive, hundreds of cattle coming out of the mountains, going down through the valley, and it was just beautiful grass, and you never saw not one cow stop and poop. Nope. Not a one. And I said, I want my place to look like Yellowstone. I want my cows to be like Yellowstone cows.
Who doesn't want their place to look like Yellowstone?
I know, right? So anyway, I thought that was funny, but no, it's just to each his own. I like to keep my pastures clean, like Kevin Costner does at his Yellowstone ranch.
And apparently, you like to kiss me, like Kevin Costner.
And I'm gonna start learning to be more smooth with my moves. But man, Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year to you all. We have a really nice audience, and I was surprised about that because you never really know what you're going to get when you come on a holiday or when there's something special going on.
What's kind of crazy is where I'm from, New Year's Eve is not the holiday. New Year's Eve is a family holiday where like people go to other people's houses and play games and things like that. But New Year's Day is the party day.
Oh.
And at noon, people start go like all the bars are full with.
Oh no, not that early.
And they have live bands from like noon to midnight, and like it is like the party day of the year on New Year's Day, not New Year's Eve.
No, I've already been out and about today, and I feel like everyone is walking around in a stumping hangover. What do you call that? Did I say it wrong? There's a word I'm looking for.
A drunken stupor?
Maybe a stupor. I don't know. But no, I feel like a lot of people are just kind of like making their way through the day.
Like ho-hum today.
Ho-hum, very ho-hum.
They're all holidayed out and like ready for their normalcy to come back. I think people get that way. Like you need that break. And then at the end of the break, you're kind of like, all right, let's just go. I'm ready to reset. I'm ready to go back into it. You think people are like that? Or you think they really are just hungover?
I don't know. I think that we were all up late last night. I'm pretty sure that we were all up very late. Of course, the sanctuary is tough, y'all. It's tough here on the holidays because you got so many people, literally hundreds, if not thousands of people who pull out those guns and start popping them off. Not to mention the fireworks that are going all over the place. And this makes it really, really hard keeping the animals calm. I recorded some really great video last night. Sad video. I will say sad video.
It sounds like a war zone. It really does. And I think that if people realize like if they took a step out of their direct bubble and realized around here like how horrific and traumatic that sounds, then maybe it would shed a little bit of light and not just for animals, for people who have PTSD. And I mean, just in general, like it sounds like we're in the middle of World War III right here in Plum Grove, Texas. And it's from, I don't know, Christmas Eve until probably another week or so until it's done.
Well, last night was by far the worst. And at one point, I was standing out in the pasture, and every big animal, Waylon Jolene, along with Moo and all the gang, the horses, the donkeys, guys, they had all come and they were standing just huddled around me.
Yeah.
They were like huddled around me. And I could just see the fear in their little eyes, and I just wish you had a way to just snap and make it all go silent, for all of that. I know people are celebrating and different folks celebrate in different ways, but man, it was loud. It
really
was
hard.
loud. Now, on the contrary, how blessed are the animals over at Longhorn Lester's, because we actually took. I don't like driving on New Year's Eve. I told Jamie driving on New Year's Eve is where you're putting, your life in the hands of all the drunks, and it was scary. But we did drive a couple of times back and forth. And then Mr. Kenny, our neighbor over there, he took my four-wheeler and he was going to just kind of keep making rounds. And of course, we have the cameras we're watching in. And guys, there was a firecracker here and here off in the distance.
It was pretty distant though. Like we live that part of our property is in the woods, so I think it was no different than hunters every once in a while.
Yeah, it was just an occasional here or there.
Yeah.
It did not sound like you were in. All I can picture is like maybe New York, where they drop the ball and just all chaos breaks loose.
New York is more quiet than it
New
was here.
York
I've
is
been
quieter.
in New York City on New Year's Eve and on 4th of July, and New York City is more quiet than it was here.
Yeah.
And that's awful. It was traumatic. Like if I took the animals out of the piece and it was just me standing there, and I've never served in the military or been in any combat or anything like that, but to hear it all and to just never be able to know if there was an end in sight was anxiety and just a flare of just like, I don't know. I just felt very trapped, I guess is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
And it was a very long night. And we did pass out melatonin to the babies, but that only goes so far.
Yeah. And you can't, a lot of y'all are in the comments trying to cast blame on one particular person. Guys, it's just the holiday in general has become a very loud, noisy, and I'm going to say dangerous holiday.
Yeah.
We have our cameras recorded a moment last night that I hope that I've never experienced before, and I hope to never experience it again. But I'll make it a little bit longer video of that. But at one moment, we're sitting here. I'm on the couch. I'm dozing, and you can see in the video how dozy I am. And all of a sudden, of course, they're shooting all in the distance. But all of a sudden, I'm guessing the BBs from a shotgun or something just came down and just pelted the top of our home, the barn dominium, all the metal. You could hear all the metal just. And the dogs jumped up, and it was a terrifying way to wake up. And it was just really, really scary. But people don't realize when you shoot into the air, those bullets are going to come down. And I don't know how far away, but those bullets do come down. And we, I got up and I got outside and began to make my rounds, hoping that no one was hurt. But no, everything seemed to be fine. And so
I don't understand the joy and excitement in shooting in the air like that. Like I have never been one, like I'm not an adrenaline junkie or anything like that. And I don't know if that's part of it, but I do not understand that. And aren't bullets expensive? Like aren't fireworks expensive? Isn't everybody struggling right now? Like what am I missing? Because I really did not expect to have such a horrific last 24 hours, but it started before it even got dark out.
Yeah.
It was rough.
So anyway, both properties are fine. Jamie drove this morning to Longhorn Lester's. I did all the chores here, and everything's going good. So not to worry about the animals. They made it through the worst of the storm,
Yeah.
and they're going to all be fine. Everything's good. Jamie and I are good. A little bit tired, but we are good. How about this most recent challenge that Jamie posted to all of the creators here on Morrow Hill? So we did a 2-week challenge 2 weeks ago, and Jamie tried to get all of us creators to focus on something other than feed up, because we got into a little bit of a rut where every video that we were making was about the feed up. Brienne, feed up. Jake, feed up. Lester, feed up. Ellie, feed up. And so Jamie's like, why don't we don't want to get into the rut where that's all we do is feed. Now that's nice on occasion. You
I
see
mean,
the
we do
animals.
feed every day. It's
Oh,
not all we do, but we do
well,
feed
right now
every
we
day.
feed twice a day.
Yeah.
But that was the only videos, and other jobs were getting neglected. So Jamie had an idea instead of, pointing it out, instead challenging us to find something else to video besides just the feed up. And so for the most part, we did a pretty good job at that. I think everyone jumped in on it, and
Yeah.
it was a good challenge. Well, that 2 weeks is up, and now Jamie popped off with this new challenge. And her new challenge was a way to get us to interact more with the animals. In doing so, she wanted us to touch, not just look at, not video, but touch their feet. I don't know where that came from, but we've had a lot of fun with it. Jamie's text, her initial text to the whole group, you need to cough?
I'm so sorry.
Jamie's initial text was a little bit vague, and she says either 4 animals, which 1, 2, 3, 4 times 4 is 16, or 16 feet. And I says, Jamie, some people might go out there and just find 4 goats and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, and be done. And so Jamie had a follow-up text that says, be creative, be unique, find a way to challenge yourself in all of this. And I don't know for sure. I know that I posted mine this morning on both YouTube and Facebook.
Bree posted hers.
Bree posted hers this morning as well. I don't know if she posted it on, I saw it on YouTube.
I think that's where it's at.
But guys, that it was not easy. And so, yeah, anyone could have gone and got your dogs and rounded up your cats and made it real short and sweet. But we want to challenge. We wanted to challenge ourselves and entertain you guys in the process. And I do think that Brian did a pretty darn good job. But I'm not trying to like pop my collar or anything, but I do feel like, yes, I'm wearing your sweater, Jamie. Please don't start. I do feel like my video the other creators are going to have a really hard time beating mine. And so my goal, my philosophy in the entire thing was I want to try to find animals that are going to be dangerous, because as a man, I want to introduce a little bit of a thrill of danger. Yet I want it to be entertaining. So it was fun. It was fun. And I did it. And I didn't even count in mine. I just knew I touched so many feet that I had to at least touch 16. But in the comments on the Facebook video, a lot of people were saying that they counted 20. So I actually touched 20. It doesn't matter how many. It was just a goal of 16. And I got a lot done.
So
Jamie, go ahead.
Stemmed from.
I'm going to get me a drink. Keep talking.
So the challenge stemmed
You want
from.
something?
No, I'm okay. Thank you. I've been working a lot on Dixie and Voodoo and Bucky's feet. So I have been spending a great deal of time, sadly, bent over and working on feet.
Loving it.
But
Happy New Year to me.
But in reality, the greatest, there are 2 tools that the
Hold
animals
on,
have.
Jamie, pause just for a second.
Oh my God.
I just got to point out Brenda, whatever her last name. I can't even see her last name, Brenda, Naughty and Shame. Do you know, I'm not stopping you. I'm not cutting in. I just want to say this real fast. Do you know that I got a Christmas card? Okay. I got a Christmas card. How do I hide that, Jamie?
Right there.
There. I got a Christmas card for Christmas to Lester and Jamie, and I opened it. And at the bottom, it says, would you please pass this along to Bree? Let her know she's my favorite creator of all time. And I don't have her address. A Christmas card to me. Yet would I please tell Brienne she's her favorite creator of all time? And that lady says, Bree won the contest hands down. That was easy. That was Bree's. Carry on, Jamie. I'm just going to drink my Dr. Pepper and
what I was going to say is
wallow in my own.
What I realized in all of that hoof care through our thrush bout there is that the 2 tools that our animals that are critical to our animals are their feet and their mouths. And they can't, everything else will go wrong if those 2 are not in perfect operation. And I know that we care for the animals, but I don't know that we have all spent a great deal of time knowing what good feet look like. And next up is mouth, by the way. So that's going to be something. We've never, until something happens, we do the routine like vet care every 6 months and all that they need, and we pay attention. But until something happens, I don't know that everybody here on the farm caring for the animals has taken the time to truly look at them. So I was like, you know what? We're gonna start this. We're gonna start with handling feet, because it's incredibly important. And think about this: we don't handle our cows' feet. Clearly, you experienced that with Annabelle and Tex and every attempt that you tried to make. If something goes wrong with our cow's feet, we don't have a solution. So,
well, there's a vet with a dart gun who will tranquilize them.
but it's not like you and I can take a look and see if there's a sticker in it.
No, we can't help with, well, mostly there's a lot of animals that we can't really help.
Right.
We have to actually capture Annie, Ernie, and even Indy.
Yeah.
And we would have to somehow get the other cows into some kind of a chute, or at least their stalls. But even then, you can't really get inside there and handle them. You would no. But that's not just unique to us.
No, that's everybody. But I guess I wanted to point that out to people watching, because not everybody has had animals. So there's a lot of times when one of our animals gets sick that they don't understand why can't you just pick up their foot and look at it like a dog or a cat. And I wanted people to sort of experience how much of a challenge this really was.
Yeah.
To be able to just touch it, not care for it when they're hurt or anything like that. Like literally just touch it on a good day. So that's part of the root of.
Do you know how a lot of people that have ranches who don't have a chute system have to manage their cows? So they take their tractors with their forks and they hang a gate. Let's just say a gate. Everyone knows what a gate is, over the forks, and they tilt the forks back to where it's only the gate hanging, but the forks can't stab. And they literally take two tractors and they use them to pin that cow, usually a bull or a mean heifer.
Make a squeeze chute.
They make a squeeze chute, literally using the tractor and a hanging gate, and squeeze them up against the side of a wall of a barn. Or I know it's hard.
Oh my gosh.
But no, if we ever have an issue, a serious issue, we would call the big animal vet, who would come out with a tranquilizer and pop them in the rear. And
similar to what Dusty at Cross Timbers Bison has done. I've seen that.
I have no idea. Yeah, something like that. So those guys do exist. They're probably expensive, and let's hope to gosh we never have to do that.
Right. But I just wanted people to, like, there's a lot of times, like when Dixie was sick of, why wouldn't you just load her up in the trailer? Why wouldn't you do these things? Why are you not bent over every day doing X, Y, Z and all these other, and okay, like we do our best. Okay. So that is incredible, because horses are used to having their feet handled. But if you think about the other animals, I just wanted people to know. And this was a way to educate with edutainment. I'll just put it that way. And it's a good challenge. It's really inspired a lot of creativity around here. Y'all know that Jake is in Alaska and he is not on the farm, and his challenge will need to be completed before he comes home from Alaska. So all I can expect is that he's going to be asking people to touch their feet, like random strangers. That's the best guess on that one.
Yeah, Jake will make it work. Jake will find a way to make it work. So listen, so already, Jamie, this shocks me, but over on the YouTube, people are fighting. On YouTube, people, it is the new year. It is the new year. And why can't we enter the new year shining your light for others? And if you find something that you don't find as tasteful or as distasteful, then just move on. Just move past it. Just move past it. But we certainly have some goals in mind for this new year. Obviously, we always want to find a way to better ourselves. We both want to do more for our health, and so we're going to take care of that. We also have some business goals we're going to work on. And when I say business, I don't mean driving my bus. That ain't going to go nowhere. And yes, I am back to work when the school year starts back in a couple of days. So I am clear to drive, y'all. I'm clear to drive. My little card says you're clear to drive. And so that's not the business I'm talking about, though. But as far as our social media, we got some things in the works that we're going to start doing. We've already started. A lot of December videos were already kind of in those works. We're not going to bore y'all with the details right now.
Lester is not selling feet pics. If
I am
that's
not
where you think
selling
he's headed.
Feet pics.
That's
no.
not happening.
I thought that was funny, though. And that was the creative part of my video, is reminding folks that the internet is full of all kinds of stuff that people want to sell you. Not so much sell you, but they want you to come watch them dance, watch them sing, watch them strip, watch them show you their feet. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep doing what we do, making animal videos and being happy with that. But we will show you animal feet. And we've had some fun with that.
Have you
So,
heard of Fleet Week?
no.
So Fleet Week is something that happens in New York City when all of the Navy and I think Marines, all of the fleet comes in
Okay.
and the sailors all get a break and they're in New York City.
Boy.
Except for we have Feet Week now. So
Oh, okay. Feet week.
yeah, so that's what we're gonna call this Feet Week. So sorry for everybody who hates feet, but you're about to see some cuteness. That's all I can tell you.
I think they were cute, and I can't wait to see how everyone else decides to go about doing theirs. And there's a couple of folks that Bree was more creative than me, and I didn't see that. I think that that's love goggles that some people wear. No, I do. I really do. I really do. I'll say that, and with a straight face, I'll look you right into the eye when I say it. I do think that a lot of people that follow pages get love goggles, and their creator can do no wrong. Their creator can do, oh my God, everything about this creator is just absolutely perfect. Huh?
Okay.
Well,
I look at you with love goggles, and I'm sure that other people don't feel
need
that
to
way.
take off them goggles and see the real Bree's video is not as creative as what you all think it is. I remember
there is no prize in this contest.
Well, there's pride. There's pride, Jamie, and I wanted to see my name being blasted, saying, "God, that was very challenging. Way to go, Lester! You did it."
Doesn't matter. Mine's gonna blow you both out of the water.
Oh,
So
I know.
along.
But today's only day one.
Oh yeah.
Today's day one.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So we hope to create more challenges in the future amongst our little creator family here. And if you have ideas, please send them, because I think this has become really fun for us, and it is sparked creativity, as you can see. There is no competition like a Morrow competition, as you can see as well. And I know that it's going to continue to be really fun, and I'm excited about it.
So I'm not able to pull up comments and post them and highlight them on Facebook, darn it. But on YouTube I can. And this one lady, Vanessa, has already gotten 2 of her comments, boing, stuck out there for all of us to look at.
Man.
Because she has some Lester Love goggles on. I can do no wrong in her eyes. Vanessa, thank you.
Oh, Vanessa, let me tell you. Just let me tell you that the wrong that Lester can do.
Oh, no, don't tell.
I'm teasing.
Bygones be bygones. A new year.
No. Let me tell you.
Rolling sign. You know how it goes.
So for anybody that wants to hear a smidgen of a Lester mishap, I did post a reel yesterday that I had to do some pre-laundry to the real laundry because of a video and an event that happened. Does that video come out tomorrow?
Okay, so which video was it again? I'm trying to think.
The one where I had to make you take your clothes off outside and spray them and you down.
That is a Longhorn Lester video. And there's a lot of folks that still refuse to watch Longhorn Lester. That's not a sanctuary. I come for the animal at the sanctuary. No, Longhorn Lester has some amazing content. And anyone that watches Longhorn Lester will tell you it's awesome content. It's great videos.
Listen, if you don't go subscribe, it's totally fine. But at least go watch the shit show unfold tomorrow, because it's worth it. I laughed so hard when it was happening. I laughed hard, but I laughed harder whenever he showed me the video of it. I had tears rolling down my face, and I just could not breathe. And it was not because I'm still sick. It was sincerely the hardest I've laughed in a long time. So I highly recommend that you see that video tomorrow.
Uh-oh, here comes some Lester lovers. Look, this is one. I love Longhorn Lesters. So that's great. I'm kidding, guys. I'm not trying to make it. I'm not trying. Look, I'm begging for a compliment. Have you ever heard anyone beg for a compliment?
Yes, you, all the time.
So someone a while ago, this is what started all the fighting. Someone says Lester only puts Jake down to build himself up. And that's what started all the drama over here on the YouTube. And I'm thinking, if they've not learned yet that I put Jake down because he's my nephew.
When did you put Jake down? I literally built him up, and I was like, Jake's up for a big challenge.
I haven't said a thing about Jake in the last week because I haven't seen him. He's been gone. But I guess I put him down so I can build myself up, Jamie. Sheesh. No, ultimately, what I think the beauty of the creators amongst all of us is that, I'm a Survivor Sanctuary was a horrific. It had its beginnings in a really horrific moment with obviously the Hurricane Harvey flooding. And then if you think about it, look what has all grown out of that.
Yeah.
So all of these channels that have grown out of those three surviving babies, the original I'm a Survivor survivors,
Mm-hmm.
and all of the beautiful things that it has created, where you can have people that love Brienne, because Brienne, well, all of us, you find a way to connect with your people.
Yes.
And that's what it's about. That's how we choose our friends. That's where we choose where to live. That's where we choose where to go to church. That's how we choose, all that we
How do
choose
you
in life.
choose relationships?
Relationships.
Period.
You have to find people that you connect with, that you share a sense of humor, that you can accept them for their flaws. And once you find that person, it's okay to have a favorite, guys. It is absolutely okay to have yourself a favorite creator. We're just blessed that we can all come together on occasion and just check in and stuff. And
I think the thing for me that's so fun is that when I talked about the challenges and 2 weeks ago, no one came to me and said, that's dumb, or no way, I'm not doing it, or F off, or anything like that. They might have thought it.
We might on this next challenge. Yeah. Jamie's going to give me a hint on her next, but I'm like, F off, F off, F off.
But everybody was I'm sure they were hesitant on like, what is she talking about and why? But then they found the fun in it. And that's what I love about our family, is that it might not be everybody's dream to wake up and to change things up, or to do something different, or to try to reinvent a wheel, or to follow suit, or anything like that. But for the most part, everybody's on board, and everybody can find the positive spin on it, and we get along, and we don't argue, we don't fight, we don't have disagreements that leave slamming doors, or things like that.
Think about that. I could not remember the last family, when I say extended family argument, that we've had on Morrow Hill. I cannot remember. It would have been years and years and years ago. And for all of the fun that we make of each other, the teasing and taunting, maybe you guys take it more serious than what we do. For us, it's just good TV. It's just good TV, good old TV. And but we are very, very blessed. Man, I sit here on the new year and I look at the year of 2022, and I look at all the things that we've accomplished. Mostly just the Longhorn Lester's is the biggest one, because obviously you look around over there at all of the fencing and the pastures, as beautiful as they are. The pond is slowly, kind of taking shape. And then the little small things around here, the animals that were sick, some on death's door, and someone was able to find a way to bring them back. Good vets and just good people have surrounded us, and we make it a point to keep trying to build each other as far as the creators up. And they will, over time, we all have to define ourselves.
Yeah.
And that's kind of another one of the goals of Jamie putting the challenges out there, is you don't want to, someone called it Groundhog's Day, and that is a really good example. You don't want to go to every creator and see the exact same thing you saw on Lester's channel, or on Bree's channel, or on Jake's channel. So every creator has to find him or herself, and then it won't be all of your cup of tea. You know what I mean?
No, and that's every creator on the internet. Like I was thinking about this as you were talking about earlier. You said, just if you don't like it, just move along. I kind of think about it this way. This is a really weird analogy, but when you go to a buffet, you don't typically like everything that is sitting on the buffet. And if there's something that you don't like, do you literally go to the chef and say, I know there's 50 other things here that I like, but this one right here, it's got to go because I don't want it. Yeah, in fact, I hate it. This is the most disgusting thing ever. And do you complain about that? No. You skip right over it and move to the thing that you do want. So just treat Morrow Hill like a buffet.
Yeah.
And choose your choice of entree and side dishes on the buffet. And maybe you like to do what I do and dabble in all of it. Have a bite of each.
I love that analogy. So we're like a buffet. So you have when you go to the buffet, most of us, I go straight to my favorite part of that buffet. And I make the majority of if I have my plate, the majority of my plate is of that. That's what I want the most. That's really why I'm there. But it is a buffet. So I can have a little bit of that, and a little bit of that, a little bit of that. And I love that analogy. So yeah, you make your favorite creator there, and then everything else kind of dibble dabble around it.
You might want to try the shrimp today, or maybe you're into the green beans, or I don't know what. But it really is true. Like, if you think about that analogy in life, because if there's someone on here who's never been to a buffet, I'm very sorry for you, okay? Because it's probably the greatest American invention. I don't even know if Americans invented it, but it's fabulous. And I prefer that, especially with the kids, because everybody can get what they want and everybody walks away happy. But it is like that in social media, whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, TikTok, whatever. If you don't like it, you just skip right over and move on to something that you do. And it really is very peaceful in the same. I mean, I guess it would be bad if your favorite thing wasn't at the buffet. Like
that has happened before. That actually did happen not too long ago.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to talk about the shrimp? I said shrimp because his favorite thing at the buffet is the shrimp.
You can talk about it. Yeah, but you don't know how it ruined my entire experience, because my plate was just made up of a bunch of dibble dabbles. I had no essence. And so
we on a whim one day decided, it was like a Tuesday, and we had time to stop at Lester's favorite Chinese buffet. And don't get me wrong, he does go there for the fortune cookie event, but what happened to our light?
I don't know, but I think we're still okay. We lost our little light. I don't know if it came unplugged.
You might want to turn it back on. Maybe it timed out.
Or it timed out.
Oh my God, it broke.
Nope, our light is officially out. We have no light. This is about as good as it's going to get.
Okay.
Wow, I don't know how my finger actually accidentally clicked on that comment from Allison right there. She says, my main course is I'm a survivor, and Longhorn Lester is my dessert.
Well then.
Do we have any t-shirts?
Oh my gosh, stop it. Anyway, we go to the buffet, and the lady, Lester's like, there's no shrimp. And in the spot where there was shrimp, there was something non-shrimpish.
Some kind of noodle.
And Lester's like, where's the shrimp?
She's like, shrimp. I came here for shrimp.
She's like, oh, only dinner. And he's like, this sadness that fulfilled his face, and the disdain, and the like, well, I don't even want to eat the rest of this then.
It ruined my whole dining experience, because you kind of go there with something in mind. And I'm not like Jamie. I can't just go and just look at the menu and think, I don't know. And I know what I want, and I go for it, Jamie. And that's why I drove you to that Chinese buffet. And I'm sorry if I sound cheap, but
it's okay. We left with fortune cookies. We played the game. It was all good. But, we will not be going back Monday through Friday on lunch dates because there's no shrimp.
So there's a lot of people who are talking about something in the comments that I don't really want to talk about yet.
Then don't talk about it.
Well, I don't know how much longer I can ignore it. So
I'm so nervous because I didn't see it. I'm sitting here talking about buffets. Somebody mentioned Old Country Buffet. You know what?
Can you just talk for a couple of minutes?
I got it. So I think I hear a car now. Old Country Buffet was a place that my dad would take us on special events like Thanksgiving weekend or things like that. And I don't know if there's any of those that even exist in the world anymore, but that just brought back so many memories that somebody mentioned that. The other place was a place called Bonanza. And maybe that's where my enjoyment of buffets came from, because it was like the only restaurant that we ever went to as kids. We were poor. And so it was a big deal to go out to eat. And I guess that my parents took us to buffets because we were kids who probably acted like bottomless pits at every other place or at home. And they're like, here. And I'm sure at that point in time was a time where certain ages of kids ate free. But that just brought back all kinds of wild memories from growing up. Somebody has an Old Country Buffet above where they live. That's really cool. Golden Corral is kind of like the new thing. We took the kids there right after when it opened back up after the pandemic, and Lex was madly in love. We all like Old Country or Golden Corral.
We're back.
Oh boy.
And I say we because I brought somebody along with me.
My.
Come on, sit down here, Dan.
All right.
Looks like a man walking in with a kitten.
So we actually have a story here, Dan. All of our dogs want to see what's going on here.
They're gonna scare these cats.
So
these cats are gonna attack me.
Jamie's gonna put the dogs out. So I want to introduce you all. Most of you guys already know who's come to join us here, And oh my wait, how do y'all already know the name? Oh my God, y'all.
What happened?
They already know that I'm holding Brad. But
you named him?
yeah. Ouch.
Oh, what's this one's name?
So listen, your granddaughter named her Oreo. All right, so listen.
Really came over yesterday. And we had a
there's a whole lot going on right now. There's a whole lot going on.
Why don't you and Dan talking? I'm going to deal with dogs.
All right, scoot up a little bit, Dan. Scoot up beside me. So, Dan, we have a kind of a crazy setup. This over here is YouTube, and this over here is Facebook.
Okay, we're on YouTube and Facebook.
So we're
live
on
at the same
Facebook
time.
and YouTube live at the same time. So you just kind of see my eyes moving around a lot. So my friends, I want to introduce you first of all to my brother, who I call Uncle Dan, and I've called him that for years now. And the reason is I wanted my sons to refer to him as Uncle Dan, not just call him Dan. I wanted them to be called Uncle Dan.
Oh, you have more than one son?
My son.
Oh yeah. I forgot about Lex.
And then I'm really excited to announce that Uncle Dan has started. He is the 8th, guys. He's the 8th.
The 8th wonder of the world.
The 8th wonder of the world has created his very own channel on YouTube.
I don't know if we should call it the 8th wonder of the world now.
Well, we'll let everyone have a chance to think about that. But anyway, on YouTube, it's Daniel Morrow Outdoors. And Daniel is actually also the guy who's responsible. Well, him and his wife, Lou, are responsible for what you see me holding right over here. It all happened a couple of days ago, and I don't want to talk a lot about it because this was one of Dan's videos that he made. But if you want to hear the story of these beautiful little rescued kittens, you'll have to go watch Uncle Dan's channel on YouTube, Daniel Morrow Outdoors. And Morrow is spelled Morrow. It's not M-A. But these are some really neat little babies here that you'll have to watch the video first. We'll talk about them in a little bit later video. But I do want to say that I've kind of fallen in love with this one right over here. He's all black, and we've named him Brad. But I do want to show y'all something. Can I just talk about their health a little bit? I don't want to take away from your video.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm asking you to go watch the video. And hey, while you're there, come on, just go ahead and click that little button that we can't talk about, but just click it.
And there's a bunch of other videos there as well.
Yeah, there's all kinds of videos. But man, Daniel, this cat is so black that I cannot even hardly see her in the YouTube picture. But she's solid black, and I found a little soft spot. It's a him, actually. I found a soft spot for him. But there is something I want to show you guys. If you can, Daniel, feel under his neck and feel right there between my fingers. What is that between my fingers?
Oh, between these two fingers? Oh, yeah.
So overall, their health is pretty good. I think their health is, they feel healthy, don't they? Like as far as weight, we've not had a chance to take them in yet because this has only been a couple of days in the making.
Can you see that? Or
ouch! But they will scratch you. They will scratch because they've never been handled. And so I just got scratched. But there's something that's knotty that's growing under this one here's neck that we'll have to have looked at. And he's not going to come back to me now, is he?
Well, unless he jumps off that table.
Well, the dogs are outside. All right, Dan, so tell me real fast a little bit about your channel. And I want to give you a little bit of I don't want to put any pressure on you.
Yeah.
But you do know that every single Morrow Hill creator, let's start with Pawpaw.
Yeah.
We also have your kids, Jacob and Brienne.
Yeah.
We have Ellie.
Yeah.
We have Jamie, and we have Kim, along with, of course, myself. Every creator has got their launch on a Sunday live. You do know that, right?
Sunday live, huh?
So this is your chance to push and plug your page. Please don't say L-I-K-E and don't say S-U-B-S-C-R-I-B-E.
You can't say those two words?
You can't say those two words anymore because if you say those words, the AIs, the computers, will pick up on that and they will begin to hide, or they call that shadow ban, our videos.
Really?
Yeah, so we've had to learn it the hard way because in the old days, make sure that you guys go by and beep and beep. Now we don't say that because now they want people to do that if you choose to. So anyway, talk about your channel. I'm going to catch that little kitty over there.
So basically, I started my channel I started my channel just like yesterday. But I've been making some videos for about 2 weeks. I've been on vacation for the last 15 days now. I got one more day tomorrow that I'm on vacation to go back to work. So my video so far is just a lot of things that I've been doing around the house, different chores that I have to do for whether it's for myself or for somebody else. Of course, a lot of the things get me too. I don't know what you've done to them all of a sudden.
Ow.
Yeah, get it. Get it.
Mine scratched the sheesh out of me. Okay. Ow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, so I've just been making videos of just random things that we do around the house and different projects we've got. Of course, you know, Daniel Morrow Outdoors.
Ouch.
Most everything is outside. I will be posting a video soon of this dish that me and Leanne cooked together. We got a lot of grandkid stuff on there. Oh, I shouldn't say a lot of grandkid stuff, but just, you know, when I'm out doing something, the grandkids are around. Of course, they're going to get put on the video with us. Some tractor work, some, you know, things. I just random things, getting ready for this cold weather that we just had. You know, putting some dog beds together for my two Great Danes, and well, there's Gunner too. So it's just going to be random stuff like that. This kitten rescue video is actually it just kind of sprung up. Just kind of sprung up, honestly, and then was leaving to go to the store, and I was sitting at home and got a phone call, and that's all I'm gonna tell you about the video. You'll need to go watch the video from there. But so yeah, it's gonna be that.
How do you feel sitting in front of these cameras? Do you feel awkward or a little bit weird at all?
No, actually, I'm probably a little bit weird in a lot of ways because I noticed that when I'm making these videos, I talk to myself a lot anyway. So if I'm outside working around, you know, working outside, or if I'm at my fish camp or I'm fishing, I'm constantly kind of having a conversation with myself in my head anyway. So now I get to have it out loud to a camera. So it hasn't been awkward to me.
I'm trying to. I just can't type at this angle, Dan. Can you type your page right there and then press enter? We're going to actually.
You already got Daniel?
I got Daniel
already on there.
I am going to now. This, of course, Daniel's only on YouTube for now. Am I correct?
There's no capital D there, but
anyway. It doesn't matter. It's not cap sensitive. So, all right. So I'm going to highlight that. So there's what we've done. We just now posted Daniel's channel name. So there's a couple of things I want to laugh about, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So first of all, everyone needs to know that you and I have always been in competition. Can you talk a little bit about that? And scoot over a little bit closer to me because you're out of our YouTube or
all
Facebook.
Right. Do you want to talk about the competitions that we used to have when we was taking baths together, or do you want me to go a little older than that?
Well,
that's when it started when we was. Now, I'm not talking about dirty competitions. I'm talking about like playing musical instruments with our mouth, and we've just been in competition with everything our whole lives.
Yeah, Dan, don't embarrass me. This is actually my life, so try to make me build me up a little bit if you can.
Well, you were a kid at one time.
No, I'm kidding, obviously. Yeah, Daniel and I are close in age, and so we always have been really good friends, and we've made a lot of fun memories, but we've always competed. I would say that I don't know where we got that spirit of competition from.
Yeah, I don't know.
But we've always competed in everything, and there is one thing that I joke about even today that Daniel still does, and I can hear him from my house. His house is across the pasture over here. But Daniel has this set of drums. What kind of drums are those?
Oh, well, all right. Well, hold on. So, okay, first of all, I'm not necessarily a drummer, but I started out with some bongo drums.
That's the kind you hit between your legs, right? You sit on.
No, there's two bongo drums, and you know, like for reggae music or something. I don't know what they're called, but bongo drums are very hard to play. So, okay. I moved on from the bongos because I'm just horrible at them. And I got me a cajon now. And a cajon is a box that you sit on, and it has a couple of different drum sounds. But then, that one I'm actually good at.
Okay,
or decent at.
Not now, good. Talk about the singing that comes along with it, though, because I want to talk about the angel voice, because that's something that Brinley shared with us. We were over here one day, and we heard you beating on your drums, and then we heard you singing, and I'm like, "What is your pawpaw doing?" And she goes, "Oh, that's his angel voice." What in the world did you convince her of that this is your angel voice? And is there any way you can share that voice with all of us right now?
Well, first of all, she's a kid, so you can tell kids lots of things,
and they believe it,
that don't transpire over to adult language. So I don't remember a story about an angel voice that I necessarily told her, but hey, if my granddaughter thinks I have an angel voice, there's
Well,
nothing wrong with that.
I think we've all been known to sing a song, and at some point when the pitch or whatever changes, we all go into our angel voices.
The thing is, I can sing manly songs and I can sing songs with women. And probably when I'm singing a woman's song, that's probably when I get my angel voice.
Well, can you demonstrate any song? Do you have enough guts to right now demonstrate any song? I will do Titanic. I can do Titanic.
And I have to think of a song.
Okay, well, you don't have to. I don't want to put you on the spot. But Daniel does have a unique gift in playing his drums, and the entire hill can hear when he's playing these drums. So you better like it or else.
I'm out in my garage a lot. I do a lot of things in my garage, and playing drums in my garage is just one of the things that I do. But please don't anybody think that I've got some kind of 16 drum set up there I'm banging on.
No, it's just
not like that.
No, he just sits on top of it and plays and sings as he goes along.
Yeah, especially with the radio going.
And then, of course, Daniel's married to Leanne. Talk about how long you guys have been married. And I don't want to take away any of your other video content.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Me and Lou's been married for 28 years. We just celebrated our 28th year this year in December 3rd, matter of fact.
That's awesome. And then the last thing I think is really funny is Daniel told me that he's going to have to be real careful with both Jake and Brienne, because for the last, I would say about a year, that Jake and Brienne have had pages. Every time Daniel goes out to work, Jake and Bree follow him with their cameras. And now you want to make your own content now. So he's going to tell Jake and Bree, hey, this is my job. I'm the one working. I'm the one lifting and pulling and hauling and driving the tractor. So y'all take your cameras and go do your own thing.
Yeah, and if any of you guys follow Jake and Bree, then y'all probably already seen clippets of some of the videos that you may go watch. But hey, go watch my videos because it's going to be the full video. We have a real good, maybe I'm kind of partial, maybe, but we have a real good video of a little family shooting competition that we did down in the back. But content, I was thinking about content the other day. Do I have enough content to post something once, twice, 3 times a week? I could follow my kids around and just show you the messes that they leave behind them.
Let's talk about that. Scoot up, Dan. You're too far away. I feel like I don't want to be in front of you. I want to be side by side.
I'm bigger than you, so it looks like we're side by side.
Okay. Well, just remember that God used a rib when he created Eve, a rib, so as to represent that man and woman's. Never mind. That was stupid.
I don't know where that was coming from, but
no, that we're side by. That's what I tell Jamie. We're side by side. Don't have one in front of the other, because God used a rib, which means that we're side by side connected.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, he didn't use a foot for her to be walked on it, Dan. Learn that one, Dan. Learn that one.
Yeah, I need to.
And then also learn this: when next time Lou gets mad and she starts to cry, say, God counts some tears, and he's going to hold every one of them against me. So you tell her that, and you sit there and you wipe them tears off. Dan, I do that, and it works every time.
Talk about Lou getting mad. Lou got mad at me the other day on a video that I did.
During a video?
Yeah, and she literally told me, she says, turn the camera off. So of course I got a good butt chewing after that. I'm going to try to include Lou in a bunch of my videos.
You need to.
Anyway, but when she gets mad at me, she'll tell me to turn the camera off, I guess, and y'all can guess for yourselves how the outcome went, who wins the battles. But
so what's neat is, Lou has actually worked for I'm a Survivor for the last 2 years. Lou is a big part of how we help reply to comments and emails. Lou has a full-time job, but Lou also part-time will get on to I'm a Survivor and reply or moderate comments. And so she gets rid of all the mean, nasty stuff, and then she will sometimes encourage all, that's how we kind of.
You have a lot of mean, nasty stuff?
Ooh, guys, Dan says, do we have mean, nasty stuff? Dan, you have no idea.
Okay, I only want good followers. I only want the non-nasty followers.
No, I don't mean nasty good. I mean nasty mean, Dan. There's going to be some nasty people. But Dan, what you're going to learn.
No, I don't mind the nasty you're talking about. I don't want the nasty mean ones.
Well, so what you're going to learn is that there's people in life that hate to see you succeed. And they will follow you just to be there when you struggle. Boy, wow. They love to see you fail. They love to see you get yourself in trouble. They love to see you in a bad situation. They love to see you when you're down.
Wow.
And it sucks that way. It sucks. But you know what? Sometimes people in life can be that way. And so what we talk about all the time is learn to share your light. And Dan has a light that exudes around him. And you guys will see that in his videos. and I'm excited about
Well,
what
let's
the
talk
future
about
holds.
my videos just for a minute.
Okay,
while I'm
Dan's
here.
just gonna he's just
No.
gonna shut me up here. He's
No,
gonna
no, no.
go
I
on.
just want to say this. I've just started, guys. I've just started with the videos, so they're gonna get better. I think they're pretty good now. They're gonna get better. I'll learn how to do some things. So don't judge me by the first 2 or 3 that you see. Give me a little bit of time here to get them really going to where they're really laid out really good.
No, there is a learning curve to creating videos, and of course, it's easier for me to say now that I'm 5 years in. But what I'm impressed about, Dan, I'm going to be honest, is the fact that you're right here and you seem very natural. I cannot say that Dad or Kim.
I'm a people person.
Yeah, but no, honestly, you seem very natural, and that's what it takes. That's the first step right there.
You only see half your face in that top one.
It's okay. I don't mind, Dan, because you're the
Okay,
focus
well,
right now.
one more thing.
Yeah.
Too. I don't know if y'all can hear it right now. I have a breathing problem.
Oh no, are you a mouth breather?
Les, I watch videos that I do, and you can hear me. And I think to myself, listen, I work out 3 days. I don't work out 8 days or 7 days a week. I work out 3 days a week. I do cardio. I'm a big guy, but I'm in pretty decent shape. And why I breathe in my videos the way I do, I have no idea.
So that's the thing. You probably never even realized it until you have a camera in your hand and you hear yourself. You never realized that you're a mouth breather. No, that's a common thing, and that will be something else that people may point out, because people always want to tell you all of your.
Well, if y'all see me pass out on a video, it's because I held my breath. I wasn't breathing.
Yeah, don't be mean, because he end up passing out on you. You know, how fun is that going to be, watching the camera stuck to the face of a man who's passed out from not breathing? Well, that's awesome, Dan. Well, I'm proud of you. Give me a hug for the new year.
All right, yeah,
Watch my man's shoulder. And is there anything else you want to share? Have you talked about the scheduling? How you're going to schedule your videos yet?
I haven't. So, guys, I do have a full-time job, but I think I'm going to set aside like 2 days a week to upload. And right now, I think my schedule is going to be Wednesday night and Sunday night, so that they'll be there on Thursday morning and Monday morning.
So they'll come on Thursday mornings and Sunday mornings.
Yeah.
And do you have any idea of what time they're going to come on? I will say we have a lot of coffee drinkers that like to follow the page.
All right. Well, I think you told me that I can schedule that.
You can schedule that ahead of time.
Schedule that. Maybe we'll try to do them around 7 a.m. or something like that.
7 a.m. sounds good. So you guys be looking forward to. So right now you can go and see all that he has uploaded. He said he has more that he has to upload today.
Yeah, so I think there's 7 right now already there. I'll have 3 more this afternoon. And y'all don't want to hear all this. I'm having some phone issues right now. I've got to figure out. I've got some storage issues on my phone, and I'm really just played HELL getting the 7 on there that I've got, because I keep having to delete apps, and then I have to delete a bunch of pictures. And so anyway, I'll get all that corrected. But you'll for sure get 3 more today, and then hopefully maybe even get the next 3 that I have, the last 3 that I have tomorrow, and then we'll start on our schedule.
Okay. Now let's just do one thing that's kind of fun. What do you think you and I have the most in common, and then how do we differ the most? And be honest. It's okay to be honest. I think I have mine. You want me to go first?
Well, I think our personalities are a lot alike for the most part. I think we're both people persons.
I would agree, and this is not anything boastful or braggart, but I do think that in general we perceive ourselves as likable guys. I think that we're likable guys.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, and then
at least I perceive myself that way.
Yeah, that may be our biggest problem right there.
Yeah,
everyone likes us.
Yeah, we're self-loathing.
Self-loathing. Wondering where all my friends are at. Everyone likes me. And then what is our biggest difference?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I was going to say that I think that we're similar in the fact that we really love our kids. We go all out for our kids, and in your case, your grandkids.
Yeah.
You're a great dad, and we have tons of memories with our children.
Yeah.
And a lot of dads are not around this day and age, but you and I are right there with our kids, even though they're not really kids anymore. Yours are what, 27 and 25. But of course, now you're a granddad. So you have your grandkids that you're doing a lot of stuff with. And then, of course, I have Ellie, who's 22, with Lex is 10, so he's still a kid. But we both do tons for our kids. But I want to talk about your relationship with God and Jesus, because I would say that I've kind of like stopped being as close as what you are. You're still very close to God. And talk about that a little bit.
Well, I try to be. Now, that's one thing about, Christians. We're not perfect. We're never perfect, but I do strive to be a good Christian, if that makes sense. I do things that a lot of people say, oh, Christians probably shouldn't do. I may have a beer now and then or this and that. I may do a lot of things that people on the outside will say, oh, you probably shouldn't do that. But the bottom line is I love God with all my heart. And I love Jesus with all my heart. And I have that relationship with him. And nobody knows what my relationship is with God but me. And I'm very secure in my relationship with God. So,
well, I can see the light that you shine, Dan, and I'm excited about sharing friends here. And by the way, we don't call anybody here fans. We call them friends and family. So you have to learn that. And because we would not be anything, and I'm a Survivor would never have reached, what it's reached, the milestones, without every single one of you guys and your love and support. All right, so Daniel's name's on the bottom of the YouTube channel. It's a Daniel Morrow Outdoors. And for you guys on Facebook who like to double dip into both platforms, make sure you go by and say hi. And click the right buttons, y'all. Click the right buttons.
I don't know
why. It doesn't cost anything.
When you type in Daniel Morrow Outdoors, for some reason, Brienne's video always comes up first. That says "Meet my dad." So and I don't know why, but it's an old video.
So Daniel says if you type in just Daniel Morrow Outdoors on the search bar, for some reason one of Brienne's videos pops up where she put his name in there.
If you scroll up a couple times, I've got a picture in a blue shirt. And I'm holding a huge fish. So that's how you're going to know it's me.
Okay. Well, if we have to, if we have any issues, we'll one day go by and do it. I see a lot of folks who said they've already subscribed to you today.
Oh, thank y'all so much.
So when you get home, you'll see
new friends and family.
New friends and family. I
like it.
All right. So
I hope y'all like it.
So do not mail anything here for Daniel. Make sure if you mail stuff, just like Jake and Bree, make it go to my mom and dad's house. That's where Dan gets his mail from. I joke and kid about that, but boy, poor Ben. Ben works for us part-time, and poor Ben, his job is to sort packages. And I'll tell you a funny story before you leave. My mom ordered a space heater. That you know about this already?
I heard the story.
My mom ordered a space heater before the cold spell came. She needed a space heater because the house has one wood burning fireplace, and she wanted a space heater, just space heat. And so it comes, but they delivered it here because no one was at the house to sign for it. So Ben signed for it, and Ben's like, I'll go ahead and open it up for her and everything. So Ben cuts the box open, takes all the boxes and burns them, takes the space heater to mom's house. So later, Kim comes up to get it all assembled, put the legs on it and all of that. And there's no legs, the remote control, there's nothing. She can't find anything. And when Kim called the company, oh, Lord. And whenever Kim called to find out, so they had put the packing they put the legs in the packing around the box.
Yeah.
And Ben had burnt the whole darn thing. So, I don't want to have Ben tearing up any of your stuff. But anyway.
All right, one more thing.
Oh, boy.
One more thing, I'm going to leave.
This is called a Texas goodbye. Dan just cannot shut up.
On the cat rescue.
Well, gotta go.
On the cat rescue video, I don't really think that cats are the rulers of the underworld.
Talk about that for a minute. In that video, at some point, I think that Daniel did not want to take the cats, but Leanne and of course his granddaughter Brinley,
after she got scratched,
were encouraging him to take the cats. And Dan's like, these are the rules of the underworld. And when I was watching, I'm like, what is he talking about? And then later he explained it a little bit.
One of my favorite shows of all time were the Mummy series.
The Mummy.
And anytime there was a cat that showed up in the mummies would always take off. Those cats were the rulers of the underworld. That's where I got that from. So I don't really think cats are evil. I've had cats. I couldn't keep these cats because male cats, when they get older, they pee on everything.
Oh, and only if they're not cut.
If they're not cut.
Okay,
yeah. So that was the whole reason behind it. I love cats. I love all animals. I don't have a bunch of animals. I got plenty of animal activity with all of the other animals that surround me. I do some bullfighting with Dad's bull. You have to go watch that video.
I saw it. Dan, look at your subscriber count right now.
Well, that's all. Thank you, guys. That's really awesome.
I think you had 4 when I checked this morning.
Nah, come on. I had 166.
So now you have 1.2 thousand. That's beautiful. Thank y'all for doing that
Thank
for
y'all
my
so
brother.
much. Appreciate it.
And I hope you guys learn to fall in love with this content. And do you have any plans to do live like what we're doing right here? Because I will say this. This is a chance. So anything that you do in real time is always more effective than things that are pre-recorded. People love real time. Unfortunately, our internet here is not very good, so we have to come in from inside the house. You can't really see animals and stuff around. But think about that with Lou whenever you have time. Talk about real time.
I think I would enjoy doing some lives. Let's kind of just see how we get over the next couple of weeks here and how everything does. And yeah, I'd love to do some lives.
Good.
That'd be awesome.
Well, I have a lot of neat things I can show you, and you use an iPhone like I do, so we communicate in blue. Some of y'all don't know what that means, do you?
I know what it means.
You know what that means?
I don't communicate in green.
You don't communicate in green. Okay, we communicate in blue. Dan, now you're at 1.33. How about that?
That's awesome.
You guys are lovely people. Dan, I'm going to kick you out now and have Jamie come back if you don't mind.
Yeah, no problem.
Well, Dan,
sorry,
guys.
Be
going. Well, gotta go.
All right, y'all seen me get kicked out of my second live ever. I got kicked out of it.
He's been kicked out of his. He just talks all day. The guy never shuts up.
Yeah,
he never shuts up.
I got to learn to cut down the size of some of my videos because I do have a lot of talking to do. So,
oh boy, I love you, Dan.
Love y'all. See y'all later.
Happy New Year, and I love you. I'll talk to you later. Can you send Jamie back in?
This is how we call people at my house.
Oh boy.
Jamie! All right, she's coming.
All right. That's how Dan calls people at his house. I've told y'all for a long time that I could tell that Daniel has a gift to share. And his gift might not be the same as mine. It might not be the same as Jamie's or Jake's or Bree's or Dad's or Kim's or my son Ellie's. But my brother Daniel, he does have a gift to share, and we are more than welcome to invite you guys. Even I talked about his angel voice. He would not share it with us though.
Oh boy, I'm sure they're gonna hear it at some point.
I hope at some point y'all will.
Can I see your Fifi? Can you move your booty?
But no, when y'all have some time, go by and check out what he's done, and just say hello, and look at beautiful Fiona. Oh, I love her so much. I'm sorry I can't show her to everybody because she's way down here low. But she's healed up so nicely. This is one of our miracles of 2022 is the fact that she was in such bad shape and she's made such a wonderful recovery.
She has.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had, 2022 is kind of a roller coaster. A year ago today, I spent the entire day in the woods looking for Suki.
Yep.
So my heart is a little today. But then, there were so many incredible blessings of 2022 to go along with it. But then, of course, we lost Maggie, and we had a lot of sickness. The drought was really hard on our animals. And now, in a weird way, we're dealing with a ton of moisture, and it's the opposite. So it's a roller coaster, but we take the good with the bad, and we count our blessings through it, and we press on. And I think for 2023, that the greatest thing I can say is I don't like to think like new year, new me. I kind of like to think on, just being the best version of myself in that moment. And I really hope that, that's what we can do for ourselves to be able to care for more animals and care for the ones that we have and learn as we do all of that.
Guys, we had a fun time counting. We sent Ellie out, Jamie and myself, we divided up and we went to count, and Jamie counted all the birds. I counted all the bigs and littles. Ellie followed up, double checking all of our work. Do you realize there's 136? Is that just a crazy number? 136 living, breathing souls. That's not counting you and me, Lex and Ellie when he's here. But that's a lot. It's a lot of responsibility here. That's only at this property here at I'm a Survivor. And I will say that those 136 babies could not have made it past this horrific drought without a lot of your love and support. We used a chunk of, I don't want to talk about money because we hate talking about money, but we were so blessed this past week to get another shipment of that delicious and nutritious alfalfa hay. Yeah. And of course, we have our hay from our pasture, but it doesn't give you the same nutrition that the alfalfa does for, of course, the goats and the big animals, especially the horses. And so we have so many blessings. I don't want to think of 2022 as anything negative. The weather was kind of horrendous, but the love and support from you guys has been there, and it's helped us get through those tough times, as it has in previous years with the tropical storms and with the different things that we've gone through with the, just you name it. And I will say that right now, our own, if we're going to do a State of the Union, and we're only going to talk about our biggest concern, I haven't said it yet, but what would you say is our biggest concern as far as animal health goes amongst all of our animals? And I'm wondering if you and I feel the same way.
About a specific animal?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
or a group of animals, that's fine.
I think that we're in a place right now with the cows are all, I don't know if it's all, but it's mostly are coughing. And that is a big concern for us. And I would still say second to that is Tina. And then probably third would be Dixie still is not out of the woods yet.
Yeah. So I was going to say Tina, because I think that Tina is the only one that I honestly wonder every day when I roll up, is she going to be alive or dead? Or is she going to be able to walk, or is she just going to be laying there? And that bothers me, and that has weighed on my heart.
Yeah.
It's always the first thing that I ask about whenever I call over my neighbors. I'm like, is Tina up? Have y'all seen Tina up and about? And of course, when I drive over, she's the first one I go out and check on and try to find ways to special feed. The cows are of concern. Now, don't get me wrong. I have not made a video about it. Have you?
I haven't said anything about it. I know that one of them coughed in my video.
So what happens is, and I'll let Jamie tell you more about this, but we're very familiar with cows and cows coughing. And so there's an actual worm. I'm just gonna call it a parasite. Can I call it a parasite?
Mm-hmm.
That lives in the lungs of cows, maybe even horses, but in cows. And that parasite is almost, it never shows itself unless conditions in the environment get so bad that that cow ends up laying around a lot and not moving and circulating. And when that happens and they're unable to circulate and naturally move that parasite around, then that parasite begins to able to produce and cause problems. And because of the 4.5, 5 days of the horrific weather we had, our cows did lay a lot. They just they laid up, and they would get up and move around a little bit, but not near to the extent that they normally would on any given day. And so we have noticed a cough in our cows, not bad enough to where we have to, we're worried about losing them, but enough to where we need to be very aware. And if we have to end up loading cows up and taking them somewhere for treatment, or having someone come out for treatment, then we have that number at the ready. And
yeah,
and in the
it's
meantime,
not bad, but it's just, I think for us, it's the first time that we've experienced
Yeah.
it. So for me to put that first is probably, they're not so sick that nobody has discharged or anything like that. It's just a little cough, and it's just the first time that I've noticed it. But it's also the first time we've had cold to this extent where they laid around. And now here we are, it's January 1st, and everything's dead. So they're laying down more because there's nothing to graze on, because all the winter grass also died.
Yeah.
So I'm just hyper aware. And I'm just reading a lot. And then we do have the vets on standby. So we have a few different dewormers that we're trying first, which is the first, that is what our vet said that we need to do first. So that is tomorrow, and then in 10 more days. And then from there, we just see how it goes. So if they get worse, then we have, a second solution in place as well. But it's, for me, I guess it's just unknown. Like that would be my biggest concern. And I went to Longhorn Lester's this morning and saw Tina running and dancing, which is why Tina was not first on my list. And I didn't get to tell you about that.
You didn't tell me, and I didn't even see a video of that.
I was driving up the driveway, and Tina was like doing this dance all by herself. Like no one else was around. And I just thought, that must be for me. So that would be why I put her number 2 to that.
Wow. Well, that's really good to hear. That's great to hear, actually.
They have, it's interesting to watch. I think really with Dixie, I've really learned about their good days and bad days, and we have to take those good days as they come and count them as blessings, and kind of just pay attention as to what we did the day before that might have caused that, or what we didn't do, or even the weather. I do think that the cold was really hard on Tina. And that was what sort of got her down. And probably in the same way that it got the cows down, made them bed down and lay. They don't get good circulation because they're not moving. They aren't eating and drinking the normal because they're trying to conserve energy. And it just kind of got her down a little bit more than others because she's got some pretty significant arthritis.
Amy on Facebook says she went by because of our video and kissed every one of her baby's feet, except for her lizard. And she's working the courage up to do that.
No, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Amy,
one.
I would not do that either. Yeah, the lizard could not, there may be fun to crawl across your hand, but that's as close as I'm going to put my mouth to one. That's for darn sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, listen, I think that we've extended our time. We've exceeded what we should have had allotted to us. And at this point, we should probably say our goodbyes for today.
Okay.
So why don't you wrap it up with something real powerful and profound and just really just show some emotion here and just really bring in the new year right.
You're putting that all on me right now.
I put pressure on Dan too, and Dan just excelled. Dan just shined to the pressure.
So now I'm competing with Uncle Dan.
You're competing with Uncle Dan.
I don't have an angel
voice. If you don't give somebody something, Jamie, they're going to all go to Uncle Dan's page. You're never going to see them again.
Oh my God.
That I will say, this is one funny thing. This is actually kind of funny, but we joke. Hold on, here's my fan again. Hold on. This is my special. Thank you for all the content in 2022. Vanessa, I'm sorry, but every time I see your name, I'm like, oh, this is that girl that keeps saying positive things about me. Think about that for a minute. Hold on. So you did a video 5 days a week, every day, the entire year. So do you happen to have any idea of how many videos are in your library now on YouTube?
No.
You have no idea? Mm-hmm. But that's a lot of videos.
Well, plus I went live on the channel at least twice a week. And
you have a full-time, very busy job. Her job is not like most of my jobs where I have a little downtime here and there. Okay, you guys, it's time for y'all to silent read for 15 minutes. In the meantime, I'm like, I'm kidding, I'm joking. But no, so you really busted your tail. And so we really have put out some amazing content. Of course, we started Longhorn Lester's last year in March was the official launch. And that's been a video a day on Longhorn Lester's, except for the weekends. And then we've been doing a video a day, every day, 5-7 days a week on I'm a Survivor. So we have worked our tails off by sharing this experience with you guys. And I love it that way. I always say, Jamie, this is my words of wisdom. This is Lester's words of wisdom for the new 2023 year. It's always funner. It is. And if you don't know what that means, it's always gooder doing things with friends than doing them by yourself.
Seriously, that
is what I'm going to start at. That's just my thing. I might even change all my logos. I'm a Survivor Sanctuary. We take off that part about because we're all survivors of something, and we say because life is gooder when you do it with friends.
Wow. Everything
is gooder or funner when you have someone that you love, that you hang out with. So that's my words of wisdom. What's yours? Beat that one, Jamie.
I almost am speechless. I was mostly just going to say that.
You speechless?
Man, I was really going to say to remember to take care of yourselves. I think there's a lot of women that follow us on here who probably live a very similar life that I do and put a lot of other people's needs and wants before themselves. And all of a sudden you find yourself a little run down, maybe sick at times when you really needed to be able to give time to yourself. And I think that we're the worst at that. So I just want to say to all the moms or to all of the wives and even the guys who may be filling that role to remember to invest in you as much as you're investing in a job or other things, because none of those other things would be possible if you don't take care of you. So on that note, I just want to say thank you for an incredible 2022 and all of the time that you've given us and, allowing us into your lives and your homes and your phones. And, just for all of the husbands who heard Lester in the background and videos or heard me ranting and raving, and for all of the things, and all the time that you've given us. We're incredibly blessed to be able to sit here at the table with you and share time. And Happy New Year.
Can I kiss you now?
Okay.
There. Now you can just only have to guess how that was. Was it good for you? Did you close your eyes? Did you didn't
No,
close your eyes?
we're done here.
Sheesh, Jamie.
Happy New
Did
Year.
you close your eyes?
I can't see.